What up? It's your boy Jonathan.
It's your boy JB.
And your boy DJ Marti out here.
Scoot on up, man. Scoot on up.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's my first little interview, y'all. This is DJ Marti in the business. I'm sorry, man. The building. What's happening, y'all?
All right, man. So, Mr. Marty Mart.
You doing, man? How y'all
DJ
doing?
Marty.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys known each other?
Man, for years, for diapers to binkies, we're talking about daycare.
Okay.
Yeah. I was getting jumped, and Marty ran up in there swinging on everyone. I didn't even know the kid. And I was getting jumped at daycare by some bigger kids, and Marty came up in there and just started swinging on them. And then ever since then, we both got our ass whooped.
Right? But who wants to see somebody get jumped?
But we both got our ass whooped. But that's always been Marty, though. Marty's always been the one to jump into the line of
Jump
fire.
into a fight, you can't wait.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that could be a little story here. Too, but Marty's got heart, man. A lot of heart. And I was talking about with that with Mom and Pop last night because we were all having game night, and I was like, yeah, Marty's gonna be here tonight. And she's like, oh, I get to see my Marty. And so she's like, and then Pop said something, and then Mom was like, oh, that's one thing about Marty is when he's there, he's there. Like Marty always got your back. And that's something Mom and Papa and everyone agreed on. So yeah, that Marty's always been there, man. So
that's a blessing. I really didn't know too much of that, man. It's just a character trait that I always thought would be positive to have, especially when you being in business or you are a friend or you a colleague. It just doesn't matter. Just being there and showing up when you are called. It's your duty. Just hold up. Be a real one. Be a real one.
It's a good philosophy to have.
So, Marty, tell us a little bit about yourself, man, and what you do.
All right, y'all, man. I'm an artist from Fort Worth, Texas, born and raised Southwest side. Was raised on the east side, but more the Southwest side to be real.
The greatest country in America, Fort Worth.
Yes. Shout out to the DF Dub and everybody in Houston and everybody. It's a Texas thing, but I'm definitely a Fort Worth artist. I make beats. I songwrite. I also rap. I also drop chicken at Wingstop for a living. No captivity, Shout out to Wingstop. Thanks for hiring me.
They ain't sponsoring. We ain't shouting them
Shout out to Wingstop.
And also shout out to Overload Productions for sitting there having me and being in this podcast, because this is definitely a blessing, man. And I'm just an overall creative. If they want me to act and do a little fill-in role, I'll do that. If they want me to voice act, I'll do that, lend my voice. But the main thing is this music, man. That's always been a passion of mine. I love it, man. I would die if I could not do music, and that's just for real. I would not want to do anything else, man. I don't even care if I'm getting a buku amount of money of it. It's just the fact that I'm able to express myself genuinely and passionately and give something bona fide dope to the ears of the listeners, man, and just break, generational gaps and curses, and not just that, but also color barriers, because, man, music ain't got no color.
That's right. Ask Eminem.
Big facts.
Shit. So, man, that's crazy. What you got, John?
I don't know. Texas is the greatest nation in America. It's not it's a state.
The greatest country in America. Fort Worth, Texas.
It's a state. It's not the greatest state in America.
It's the greatest state in America. It
used to be owned by Mexico, Texas,
But the greatest state in America also used to be owned by Mexico. But it's not Texas. It's clearly California.
California's trash, and I'm standing on it.
I never been to Cali. I always wanted to go.
That's my homeland. I'm from San Diego.
You're a West Coaster?
Yes.
Look at him, man.
But that's why I say what I say. You see how red he is? He had to hold that in the entire monologue.
He need the color of his hair, bro.
Oh man, I just say it just to get under your skin. It's all love, man.
Have you been outside, Jason? The weather going from 20 degrees to fucking 70 overnight.
It's a Texas thing, bro.
Yes, that's the blessed thing about Texas, man.
I wouldn't call that a blessing.
It's like moves. It's like a female. You never know what you're gonna get. I'm sorry. One day it's all love and sunny and sunshine and rainbows. The next day we got ice.
It ain't
and
even
it's
the
snowing.
next day. The next 4 hours.
You can leave the house having to put on a sweater, and then by mid-afternoon you're like, I gotta get some shorts on. This is too damn hot.
sir. You just gotta prepare yourself. You gotta like have your sunny clothes and you gotta have your winter clothes all in one package.
But where I'm from, you can just wear the same shit all week and you're fine. Like you don't need a jacket and then snow boots and then this. It's just 70.
Man, that's Texas for you. And it don't even matter what part of Texas it is. That's just a Texas thing.
Yeah, it really is.
It really is. But yeah, man. So being an artist, you know, in Fort Worth and Texas, just in general, what is the most difficult obstacle you have had to overcome?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, in all honesty, the most difficult thing is literally, man, the haters amongst your own city, man, and the people, like, it's like a crab in a bucket kind of thing in Texas. It's like once you kind of get a sound, people want to hate on your sound and want to like smash it and just, instead of collaborating, they rather say make you look like you're the op or something like that. And that's not even the case.
It's in the film community too.
Hey, I'm
Very
like, come
much
on, bro. It's like, what's up? Like we can sit here and have a coalition and we all can coexist and all get the bag. And it also depends on where you're trying to go. And here's another one too. People trying to steal your sound, people not really taking you serious. Now, it's not really hard to get a fan base.
Giving free beats.
Oh, definitely that. Oh, God.
And then no one uses them.
Oh, God.
And then want more free beats on top of that?
Oh, man. Okay, y'all.
I don't do music. I don't know all this.
All right. Now, since Jay wanted to throw that in there, and I'm going to go ahead and elaborate on that.
No names.
Y'all, beats cost, okay? Beats cost. People put their time in to learn these drum machines, these keyboards, these instruments, and making sure that you are sample free so you can sit here and do God knows what with your production, right? With your track or whatnot. Please don't be coming at me all the time asking for the free skill, okay? You might get one or two maybe, but not the third, okay? And because if I give you a track, most of the time they just sit on it and don't do God. They don't do shit with it. Can we curse?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm sorry. They don't do motherfucking shit with it. And that's fucking annoying.
Hey, can we cuss? He said, and then he went to 11.
Like fuck that shit. That shit grinds my gears, bro. Don't do that shit. Don't do me like that because I can rap. Like, I literally can, like, make you a track right in front of you, okay? And then show you how to come on it. I've done it more than once, okay? It ain't shit to me. But yes, the free beats.
You can cuss, but you can't be hitting the
Yeah,
table.
you can't hit the table.
Yeah.
The mic's pick it up.
My bad. Yes, the free beats.
It was a button, guys. It was a button. That's all.
He started, y'all.
Nah, man, that wasn't me. That's not me. That was Marty. Marty started it, wasn't me. I'm innocent.
So what got you into music? Like what laid the groundwork for you falling in love with music and wanting to pursue it? Not just like listen to it, but like this is something I want to create. This is something that is a part of who I am.
Okay, long time ago, whenever I was like, always in the car as a kid and everything, my pops would always listen to like 94.5 or 105.7, and sometimes even the rock station too. He'd be like, "What instrument is that? What sound is that?"
So your dad would quiz you, like
quiz me on what I'm hearing, and then we'll get it right.
Was your dad a musician or?
Yeah, he sung. He was also a pastor and a minister and everything. Okay. He got a little voice on him, and he also can play with. He also did a gospel tour with a little band before too.
That's pretty cool.
Like legit. So
music's in your blood.
Yes, it's in my blood, and a lot of people just said don't do it. And you know how we are, like, when we tell us don't do it, it just makes us want to do it even more. Like, okay, F you, we're going to show you what we can do. And
it's like, that's all I'm going to do.
Exactly. And then it was one of the things that I was just good at. Or it was a struggle, but I was kind of good at it. It was like a calling. And it was just something to release, man. Release everything I could. Release tension.
Yeah.
And I can.
It's therapeutic.
Very much so.
That's how writing is for me.
It's a cleanse like a soul. It's like going to a confessional, or going to the altar, or you meditating, or working out if you're a gym rat, or shooting it, or podcasting. It's just
it's something to release the stress. Yeah. No, I feel you.
But yeah, that's definitely what got me into it, man. For real. And then it separated me from a lot of people in the family too. Definitely, I feel like I was kind of like a black sheep.
Yeah.
I wasn't like the college bound person, even though I could. I'm like smart enough to do all that type of stuff, but I was actually supposed to be a nurse. My mom's wanted me to be a nurse and all that type of stuff, or a pharmacy tech.
Rest in peace, Mama Shaw.
Yeah, man. R.I.P. Marshall Laverne, Buchanan Shaw, much love always, and all that stuff. But she wanted me to do that because, the money's good. And also job security's there. But I knew I was going.
Not anymore. Anyways,
I have a lot of friends in the nursing community. It's not.
We got to get into that. Okay, I didn't know nothing about that. But let's get into that. Well, let me finish this one. But yes, it was just music. My musician, man.
That's good, man. It's always good to find something that speaks to you on a level where it's like, this is not just what I want to do, but who I am. Like that level of it, which a lot of people don't understand, but it's like I can't do anything else.
That there and then some. It's like, even if I do something else, I'm still gonna have something that's gonna coincide with the main thing.
Yeah.
Either way it goes, whether like.
Well, a lot of times you're doing other things to supplement doing this.
There you go.
Like
I'm dropping chicken to supplement this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
like, hey man, I'm sorry. Like, it is what it is. You can catch me rapping at work. Like, I'll sit here and go, oh, here's a fries, and I'll start busting like a little freestyle to him or something like that. Or I'll be like, hey man, check out, D-Bass and Dope Grooves or Nothing But Vibes or the new EP, not 1, not 2, but 3. The numbers are in Roman numerals, just in case you get it right, and it's on all streaming platforms, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
But yeah, man. So when did you drop your first album?
My first album, Nothing But Vibes, was February 10th, 2021 on Pop's birthday. Yes, man. Yes, I was doing it, like I was making the beats, of course, 2010. And so I was like, well, what can I do to have a nice drop? So I released it through DistroKid, and I was like, let me go release it on Pop's birthday. So it was like, hey, something I can do this, kind of like a ode to the person who was kind of like schooled me in music without me knowing it way back when. So like a little symbolism, you know what I mean? For real.
And then after that was
Deep Bass and Dope Grooves 2022, December 28th, the tail end.
Yeah, you caught that right at the end of 2022.
Yes.
Just like you did with the new one.
Yes.
Which is
the anniversary of Deep Bass and Dope Grooves.
Right. And you caught that one at the
on the tail end.
Yeah. And then if y'all haven't had a chance to check out Deep Bass and no, not 1, not 2, but 3, you really need to go check it out. It's got a few instrumentals on there, man. That's just straight fire, man. And coming from me, who's grown up with you over the past pretty much 30 years, how far you've grown and come from. Because I was there when you first got your very first beat machine.
Yep.
And we used to pull all-nighters in the studio.
Yep.
And your very first completed beat was this beat you called Demonic.
Yes.
We can't talk about that one on the air.
I mean,
now I want to know.
Please, let's talk about this. I've been wanting to talk about this.
Well,
I'll clean
is
it
it
up.
like a diss track or what?
No. Okay. Now check this out. I had a drum machine called a
Before you continue, you can't say you can't talk about it and then expect people not to want to talk about it.
Hey, if you want to talk about it, we're gonna make a Patreon. I'm gonna drop, and for $5, you can listen to the beat. How's that, John?
All right, that works.
And the full song.
You can listen to the full song for $5. No. You know what? We'll do it royalty. $1.99 on Patreon. $1.99. You want to hear the song? We'll set up the Patreon. Put it there. If anybody wants to spend $1.99 to hear something from 2012,
yes.
Go for it.
All right, so let's hear about the making of this song.
All right, now, the first drum machine was a Roland MD 8000.
Okay.
But I actually made this one on a little keypad and a Core Triton and Reason 5. And that's a digital audio workstation coincided with a laptop. I was in this.
He could have just said a DAW, but he said a digital audio workstation.
I wanted to. Can I sit here and let me
Nah,
say what
go
I'm
ahead,
say?
man.
Let
Sorry,
me interview.
sorry.
Let me podcast on
Sorry,
your
man.
podcast.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Anywho. All right, but yeah, this is. So I'm up in his room. Yeah. And he went to Kroger. Like this when he was working at Kroger, and in the meat market. Yeah, he was a meat market, Kroger meat market, and it was dark tail.
They're not sponsoring it.
Kroger, sponsor that one.
And so I stayed up and was 6 hours, 8 straight hours in this room just trying to get this beat, and it was a horrorcore beat. And he came back and I was like, check this out, and it was grooving to it, and it was like I really want to spit the verse, but I know it's like kind of harsh, you know. I say some very horrific things, you know. When I say go crazy, I was like, say the most ludicrous,
that's
rude,
the
heinous.
thing. Marty said, "Be as broken and vulgar and I think that's how the song.
Yeah,
he said, just be as demonic as possible.
Just
be as evil as possible.
Like be heinous, just go crazy. Like you listening to Halloween or something.
Yeah.
Like picture Halloween, but in a song, and there you go.
And that's what we did. We dropped the song, and it actually, for as bad as we were saying shit, people were actually really receptive to it. And I was just like, God, this
was 2012.
Yeah, it was like 20.
The world was a different place.
That's why I said now it like, probably it wouldn't fly now.
We said the stuff that will get you canceled, y'all. That's
on
real,
my other podcast, me and my homegirl, we started watching the videos we were making in like 2010, 2011, and the second one we made is Suicide Hotline, where we're just making fun of the notion of suicide hotlines. Yeah. That's the first thing was like, yeah, we could never make this today.
Do that
like.
But at the same time, man, I also feel like even though the world has changed and people have become more sensitive,
overly sensitive,
what's wrong with still keeping what you're doing? Like, just, you know, I'm not saying me and you have always talked about a demonic part 2. Like,
we did make a part 1, part 2,
part 3,
yes.
Part 3. We've always talked. Man, we did make a demonic part 2. Yeah, okay. You know, when you make like 1,000 songs, it's hard to remember.
Yeah.
But, like, we did talk about making a demonic part 3. But anyways, man, you know, demonic was $1.99 Patreon if you want to go listen to that one.
And you'll hear how
they're actually going to go looking for a Patreon.
You're going to just see how back in the day it was, basically. You're going to tell how dated it was, basically.
It's very dated.
But I love it.
It was also when I wasn't that good at rapping yet, so it was very offbeat.
I want to see you say the first little line so bad.
Not on the podcast, not with John.
No, I'll cut it out. I don't even know what it is. I'll cut it out.
I do the editing nowadays.
I'll still cut it out.
You can catch the unedited version on my channel. No, all jokes aside.
Copyright claim it. Get it shut down.
Can't copyright something that's all ours, baby.
Big facts, man.
Marty made the beat from scratch. You can't copyright claim that.
We all wrote our lyrics. So it's all good.
That's it.
No biting, no sampling either, man.
Zero.
Oh my
all
God.
jokes aside, though, man. So, so what was your first introduction into the like, and this is, I guess, going down your path and your career and everything like that. So I'm about to bring out some old shit because, you know, me and Marty go back all that time. The very first rap group that you was a part of.
Okay.
What was the name of that?
Okay. If you want to go, when it comes to me and this gentleman here, we had a group called MWG, right? And it was called Murder Worth G's, right? Murder Worth G's. And we had Tylon, we had this dude named C-Dog, aka Paradox, aka Central Concept.
He couldn't decide a name.
Yes,
so he went
at all.
through
He
six
was
names.
like, yeah, he was a conundrum of a person. Like, and he was off, man. Chris Payne, if you will, that's was his name. Yeah. Yes. And you changed your name too, and forgot about that too, but you did that. No hate though. And then we had him and we had I. And mind you, this gentleman here was not as great of a rapper back then.
I was just starting, so I was terrible. Like, I'll be 100%. I was off beat. I was monotoned, and it was
The
bad.
mixing was terrible.
Where can I listen to these songs?
Actually, on Patreon. You want the full TGR mixtape and tape mix? Hey, Patreon.
Do you still have access to these?
I do.
Still got the first album.
I found the first album in my. I got the first album.
You got Tobes too?
I don't have Tobes.
I think I still got Tobes.
I don't have Tobes.
I'm gonna find Tobes, cause man.
So, Murder Worth G's, and I think you. What happened with Murder Worth G's?
Okay, with Murder Worth G's, man. In all honesty, man, it was just too many different personalities, and also Mr. JB here, man, was one of them people who thought he knew what he was doing, but really did not know what he was doing, and just a classic ish.
I don't think that whole lot of that.
And then on top of that, here's another one. We had a person by the name of Chris Payton, lying, and he played both sides. He was like,
so what had happened was we started beefing, and because Marty, you just up and vanished and never came back.
Yeah, because I was like, done. Yeah, I vanished.
The thing is, he didn't tell nobody he was done.
I just said, I'm done. I'm good.
He just up and vanished. And then he's like, and then I'm trying to like find him and hunt him, you know, like figure out what's going on. Cause you know, like, you know, when you're brothers and shit, outside of everything, you want to know what's going on. Like,
I could have did way better in my communication. I'm
zero communication.
Man, I looked at it like this. It was like, if I knew this shit was gonna sit here and kind of sink without, and if I try to tell somebody something. Because back then, you really wasn't listening to nobody. Back then. I mean, back then, in Murder Word G's, you really wasn't.
I really wasn't. You know my ego, I had a huge ego. You think my ego's bad? Like, you joke around. You joke around and say my ego's bad. Yeah. Like, now, it was like 1,000-fold back in the day. Like, that's why when you say my ego...
I didn't tolerate no play.
He didn't. As you can tell, he
that's
didn't.
What I'm saying. Like, I was like, nah, bro. Like,
he didn't tolerate it.
We got two strong personalities, and it's like... To preserve the friendship, I was like, man, I'm just bail. Because like, if I like,
he would go and hang out with Chris, and then I was still talking to Chris. Chris would tell me Marty was saying shit about me,
which was a lie
to him. Then he would run off and tell Marty that I was saying shit about Marty, but yet Marty wouldn't reach out to me, and I tried reaching out to Marty. Marty wouldn't return my calls. So now Marty thinks that I'm over here like talking all kinds of shit. And I'm over here thinking Marty's talking all kinds of shit.
How old were you guys?
Pretty much Chris was the whole middleman. Like, and I said positive stuff about Jack.
Yeah.
And he'll take it, say something to him.
We were about 16, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys were kids.
We were like, yeah.
Because I'm like, this is all high school. But you guys were high school.
We were not grown.
We were not grown.
Okay. We were not even in our early 20s.
That's what I was asking, because like, this all seems very childish.
I mean, we look back on it now, like, right, and we just laugh
I will
about
just
it.
say that none of these are my stories, though, so you guys keep using names. I don't know if you want to use people's real names, but it's your guys'
Marty
people.
already went down.
I want to use real names.
Okay.
Because it's like...
Marty already went down the path.
I don't even hate these people whatsoever. Shout out to Tylon. He's a bodybuilder doing his thing.
Hey, we love Tylon, though.
Like, for real. Tylon.
I don't mean names of people you like. I mean, all this stuff you're saying about this Chris guy. I was like, that's your guys' person?
I mean, I'm not even going to hate on him, too, but he's really not our person either, but shout out to you anyway.
I just mean I don't know him, so I'm not putting his name out there. If you guys want to or not.
His face off. He like, man, that fella.
I mean, we already went down Marty already dropped the first and last name, so at the moment he did that, it was kind of like, well, we're here.
All right. I just thought I would put that out there, like, maybe don't, but all right, it's your guys' stories.
Now, y'all, check this out. Back to the storyline, right? As we continue down the Murder Word G story. We end up beefing, you know, but then we were
You and Jay were beefing because of that.
Yeah, but then I was kind of like, we kind of noticed the common denominator, him.
Yeah.
And so,
but we didn't notice that until we finally communicated.
Did you guys go to school together too, or?
Me and Chris did. Marty went to a different school.
I never went to school with Chris nor Tylon. I was a North Crowley person.
No.
Yeah, they were Crowley, like high school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which I got kicked out in like a month.
I've been on, like, we went to school in J.T. Stevens, so elementary.
Yeah.
And then also middle school. But I ended up leaving summer after 7th grade.
Oh, okay.
To going into 8th grade. And, you know, back then, we were still using house phones. Cell phones were just kind of like being cool. We were talking about the Nokia, the blue Nokias.
Yeah.
And
I remember when I was in middle school, 7th grade is the first time someone we knew had a cell phone.
It was like that. Yeah. It was like, it was a new phenomenon.
And it glowed. It was like, whoa.
That's exactly how we did it. It was like, oh my God. And then we gonna keep it real. We didn't come from like a whole bunch of money. No. Like legit. So we got hand-me-downs. Am I lying or am I telling the truth?
Bro, my very first phone was a Nokia that my mom didn't want.
See what I'm saying? My first phone, y'all, I literally was out of school.
Yeah, my first phone was freshman year of high school. I got a Nokia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was it the flip or the
No, it was like the block.
The block. Ain't nothing better than that block. That bad boy
was strong.
hey, back then, man, it had Snake, and that's all you needed.
That's
You're like, this
man.
is as good as it'll ever get.
Like on the other ones, there might be a Tetris.
Yeah.
But that's it, man.
Mine just had Snake.
Oh, okay. Mine had Tetris.
Yeah.
So my pops has had Snake. I don't know why they had different ones though.
Oh, I love Snake. That game was fun. I haven't played that in so long, but that game was fun. I'd sit there for hours, like, all right. And I don't think I could do it now, but you mastered texting without even looking.
Oh yeah.
When you have to press like 3 times
The
to get a
T9.
line. Yeah.
T9. I tried it the other day, man. I pulled out one of these phones that we're gonna use in the final scene, and I was like, "Fuck, man! How did I do T9 like without?"
I would do it under the table, like. And I'd be right, and it's like now, man. I'm like, I don't even remember what's what. Like,
see, man, that's how you know you're a veteran. When you remember T9, and the A, B, C. People be like searching for the A, and then searching for the B, keep pressing, and then be like, and I'm like, God dang. You be double thumbing.
Yeah.
That's you would know you a pro when you do with one thumb.
And that's when everyone was texting an abbreviation because no one wanted to type out every damn word doing it like that.
I was the asshole who would type in every word. I'm like, nah, bro. Like I'm a
Marty said, I got my English.
Like legit. Yo, like to this day, I still do that.
Well, now I text full sentences, but now I have I'll have an Android. Like as soon as I got my first iPhone, then I was like, oh, I'm just gonna write full sentences. But that T9, I was not gonna type out a whole damn word when I could put two. Like I don't care.
Little abbreviation,
yeah.
or a little slang, little code. Man.
Oh man.
Ooh man.
Yeah. So, anyways,
the follies of youth.
I know, right? But yeah, so me and Marty finally communicated, and then after communication, we realized
Chris Payton was the mole. He was the person who just didn't want to see us being cool. I guess it benefited him.
What's the name of the episode? Chris Payton. It's the mole.
We found the mole. Nah, like no hate on Chris. I hear he's doing
quite well. However he's doing, I hope he's well.
I hope he's well.
I hope he's well. For real, this is
But yeah, so
I wish you the best, my man, who I've never met.
But yeah, man. So back to the music part. In regards, so
your guys' group fell apart.
Bingo.
Fell apart. So then I went and did
Don't forget C3.
I was trying to forget C3.
I know.
So after Marty left, I was, I'm from Fort Worth. They're from Tylen and Chris are from Crowley. And there was 3 of us left. And so
I'll be honest, I don't know what Crowley is. Every time you say that, I just think of
Crowley's a small
Crowley
town.
the demon dude, but
it's a small town. But
the Crowley.
But regards, like then they're like, oh well, we should need to change the group name now that Marty's gone. And I was like, okay, what are you thinking? And then Chris Payton was like, Crowley 3.
C3, y'all. C3.
So then I was like, I don't think I want to go with that. I'm not even from Crowley. Like, and then Tyler was like, yeah, we should do Crowley 3, man.
2 against 1.
So I got outvoted. So then we became Crowley 3, and we dropped like
couple songs,
and then we moved on. Then after I washed away with all that, went back to the drawing board, did solo for a long time. Then I hit up Marty, and then me and Marty. Got back, and then we hopped into actually one of our biggest fades, Texas Grand Royals.
TGR, man.
Which actually blew up quite a bit. We had a pretty nice sized following.
We had a nice little run on TGR, because it was like rare to see, white dude and black dude getting together, busting, and then, it was especially in Texas, and then we had kind of like different styles, and we was really putting it down. We had 2 mixtapes. Of course, the Tay Mix mixtape, and then Toes, Tired of Bullshit, 2012 and 2013 respectively.
Mm-hmm. It was fun, man. And then
if you guys were getting success, why do you stop?
Real life.
Isn't it always?
Real life is just like, let's see it.
I had a choice to make.
And Pops and all them, they were like, I think Pops lost his gig.
Pops, well, no, what happened was Pops, I turned 21. And Pop said, you have a choice to make. You're not making it off your music, so you need to have a choice to make. You either get a real job or you get out the house. And so I was like, just give me some time to figure it out. And then at that time, we got an audition with America's Got Talent.
Oh, snap.
We actually landed an audition to be there, but we had to go all the way to Louisiana. So I had to make a choice. Do something that might happen or go, because Pop signed me up for trucking. And then that would be a guaranteed job. So I got with Marty, man, and I was like, "This is the options laid out in front of us." And Marty says, "Do what you got to do. What's best for you, you and your family and your life and shit like that." So at the time, I thought it was best to get into trucking. So we backed out of AGT. Sorry, we backed out of. See, even I do it. We backed out of AGT, and I went to trucking and. I was gone on the road for 6 months at a time, which pretty much killed TGR.
Yeah, that.
And we tried to keep it alive.
Yeah, but it was like one of them things, man. when you doing music, you gotta continuously show that you are
Devoted.
You're devoted, and you're just feeding your audience
And
in some form of ways. And then you got your partner on the road doing his thing. Then you got me still in Fort Worth doing what I could do. It was like. You really can't keep TGR up. It was almost like how UGK was when you got Pimp C locked up. The Buns at home doing God knows what. All he can do is say free Pimp C. What I'm gonna do is say free Jake. Now he's on the road. He feeding his fam. With PJ.
I was locked in a truck. Free me.
Yes.
So side note, have you ever seen Roseanne?
Yeah.
You're just Jackie. Like you just jumped from career to career. You were a trucker. Then instead of a cop, you became a nurse. Like, you're just Jackie Harris.
You know what? Including the domestic violence.
Big facts. Oh my God, we ain't gonna get into that one.
We ain't gonna get into that one. This ain't about me. This is about you. It's just Oh shit.
Yes, I love it.
My bad. Oops.
Domestic violence against that mic. Goddamn.
You brought up some shit. Nah. Next time it's gonna be you. Nah.
So Renegades, y'all.
Nah.
Tune in.
It's just our path to what you're doing now was very much aligned.
Intertwined. Legit. And
so,
the cool thing about the whole trucker thing is I was still his partner. Like I would call him up and he'll be on the road. We'll have like no weird shit. It'll be like 2-3 hour long conversations where he had to go to a different town. I would keep him up. And we'll just talk about any little thing.
Because my piece of shit co-driver...
PJ...
my co-driver only wanted to drive during the day. So that means I had to drive all,
Are you serious?
12 hours through the night. And so...
Surviving off Subway and all that fast food and sandwiches and weird ass, And
thing is, I lost so much weight trucking, man. I was down to 240.
Yeah, you can see his neck eventually. It was beautiful.
Not anymore. My neck done got a little...
I mean, it's still there, but it's kind of chunky. But anyway,
chunky neck. Anyways. Anyways.
And, this is after Toad. This is after tired of the bullshit era.
And so, after our separation from TGR, you continued, actually.
Yeah.
You continued making beats.
Yeah.
And
I took a pause on rhyming. Like, I knew how to rhyme, I knew how to rap, but a lot of people really wasn't asking to do verses. They were like, either they were scared or they just wouldn't want to come to the studio, or when I come to the studio, all they want to do is just smoke. And I'm like, nah, I can do all of them. Like, I can be on some and still get the job done. But we all professional here and knocking stuff out. But now I want to be a professional. So I wanted to focus on production and get better at making beats, because I noticed that when we were in the group, every time we try to we have a hot beat on YouTube, I was like, Jay, man, hit them up and see if they want it. What can we do to get it? Yeah. They wouldn't respond. And that was like a factor. It was a bitch.
But nowadays it's so easy. Like if we were to do with TGR now, it's so much easier to buy beats. Because back then they didn't have beat stars and all that. So you had to hit them up individually and get a response, and 90% of the time people wouldn't respond. Nowadays there's actual websites to where they upload all their beats, and you just click it, download it, buy a lease, which I hate. I hate buying leases. I just want to buy. I want to own the full
exclusive.
The full exclusive.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's beside the point. But that's why he was saying what he was saying, because we couldn't buy beats like we could now.
No, okay.
And I wanted to be a complete artist.
And I wanted to break that down because I know you're not too.
That I actually know, because I used to do a lot of music videos and stuff like that. So I do know people who are like rappers and stuff like that. They would talk about that stuff a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
So that aspect of it is one of the things I actually didn't know.
Okay. Cool.
Things, man. But that was one of the things that was a big factor in TGR. That's why I just focused on production, especially with going solo. Yeah. Took the time out to cultivate the skill and everything. Man, I got turned down by so many people. I got so many people say I sucked and all that.
But that's part of the process.
Yeah,
getting rejecting. Like Stephen King has when he was starting out, he would have a whole file cabinet of just rejection letter, and he's Stephen King. Like, so everybody, like, that's part of being an artist. That's the path you choose.
And my biggest advice to anybody who's an artist or just a creator, content creator, whatever, man, have thick skin and have a passion. Know where you want to go and figure out how you're trying to do it. Once you do that and have the balls and just keep the trailblaze and just have the gumption to continue going forward, man, all the pieces and the appropriate people are going to fall into play. And if you are a person who has addictive personality, stay clear of certain drugs, okay? Just being real. Stay clean. Stay sober. For real. If you're one of the people who can...
Especially since, like you said, you're going to get a lot of rejections. So if you turn to the bottle or you turn to drugs to deal with, like, oh, I'm sad, you're going to be turning to it a lot.
It's going to exasperate it. For real. It's going for real. It's going to build it up.
Because it's a lot of stress getting rejected a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Man! I rejected a lot of people, man. Nobody wanted to F with me, man. Especially when I was making beats on Reason and the MV 8000. Then I remember I hit the 8800. And this is when Jay actually came back from the trucking and everything. We started working on his debut album, Unchained. Yes, we can't forget about that.
I wished I could.
I'm not. I'm sorry. Like I said, intertwined, right? I made I produced that whole thing. I remember we had a track called Just Smoke, man. For real.
Yeah. We had a track called Just Smoke. We had a track called J-Day.
Yeah.
J-Day.
J-Day.
Yeah.
J-Day went hard, bro.
Yo, it actually went hard.
I was just tripping on the name J-Day, but okay.
It was J-Day.
Parents yelling JB hype. I'm like, fuck, that is J-Day.
J-Day. It was a catchy little tune, man. It was a catchy little tune. And so it was.
Look at them over here feeling themselves.
Hey, you know what, man? Usually I'm the one over here who has to sit silent while you go off. So I'm gonna take my time. And you know, when Zelda comes up in here, it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be just the opposite. So I'm gonna get mine where I can. But yeah, man. So you know, we worked on Unchained together, and unfortunately, it didn't see the light of day. Very, very unfortunate.
They never got it. You never put it out.
No,
It got shelved.
It got shelved.
Why?
It was just a lot of drama came with that. Me and Marty
had
another
falling
falling out.
Yeah, but
there was this artist named Bino. Born Knowledge is what was his rap name.
That's a pretty cool name, though.
Yeah, it's a cool name, but you know he was
It was drama.
it was drama. So there was this song that me and
this is for my city, baby.
This is for my city. Yeah. So it was just basically an ode to a Funky Town song, right? And so he was a Funky Town. He was pretty big in funk. You know, Bino was a big name in Fort Worth. He was doing his thing. Like he had a song, and you're gonna appreciate this. He had a song called what is it? Useless as Aquaman.
Yeah. Like that's a fire song.
It's actually a pretty good
song.
song.
A fire song called Mr. Storyteller too.
Yeah. But you know he's a dope artist. So you know I was like, all right, well I needed a feature, so let's bring him in and have him do This Is For My City with. He came in drunk.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, he came in drunk. I picked him up. He was drunk. So and then he was still drinking on the way back to the studio. He came in drunk. He laced it. He wrote his verse in the studio instead of taking his time, and I had already prepped my verse and made mine like to the how I wanted it, and I ain't say nothing. But everyone who heard the song after said that I murked Bino on the track, and it got back to Bino that people were saying, "How did it get back to Bino, Marty?"
Oh man, yeah, I told him. I was like, yeah. I was like, yo, man. Like Jay said that his people said, like he had the best verse.
And that
okay. MCs, producers, or certain directors, there's a certain level of competitive. It speaks to the competitive. So that awoke in him, and I think that he didn't like that. That touched his nerve. It went completely the wrong damn way. That's being for real.
Well, if he would have dissed me, I would have been able to drop a diss track back. But he didn't do nothing. But he texted me after Marty told him what I had told him that other people were saying. he texted me. It was like, you can't use that song. I don't give you permission to use my voice and blah 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 anymore.
Eyelash in my eye.
And he says all that, and I was like,
and this is after the fact he
I
already
was so-
laced it and everything.
Well, hold on. How does that work? Like, he consented to making the
He
song,
already consented. Like
so he can't really take that back.
and then he wasn't even saying about. He really wasn't even talking about business and royalties and rights during that time frame. Like, this is to be honest.
Thing is, but he supposedly he had lawyers. Supposedly, I don't know how true it was, but he said if I released a song, he would took his lawyers on me.
And just to do away with it, he just said F it.
I just said I got so upset because of how much time we put into this
Why
album.
didn't you just cut out his verse?
Not just that, but me too.
I was angry.
Yeah,
I was angry.
Oh, okay.
So I lashed out, and when I lashed out to hurt Marty too. So what I did was I just scrapped everything.
Yeah.
I just scrapped it all. Said fuck you, and I walked away from Unchained.
Yep. And that's pretty much how I got shelved.
And then about a month later, I bought Marty some Wingstop, and we sat there and just hashed it over some Wingstop. You notice 90% of our fights end over Wingstop.
And
That's how it
you
gets
were
with
trying
pizza.
to
Like-
not sponsor them. Name of this episode is sponsored by Wingstop.
Like, legit. Nah, bro, talk though. Like, that's a lot. Like, you know how certain people bring weed or bud or just like, well, now we're gonna say 90%, 100% of our skirmishes got squashed by just meeting up at the Wingstop, right off of what, Burleson? Was it
Nah, man, that
Was
one
it the Hewlett?
it was off of it was at Hewlett.
Okay, Hewlett, right? And
Camp Bowie. No. What's the one by your house?
that's McCart.
McCart, yeah.
But you sure it was there? Because I don't think it was that one.
It was.
Nah, bro, because they ain't the same people there. But anywho, it don't matter. Either way it goes, yeah. We was just like, eat wings and just chop it up. And and then we were like, we really wouldn't really be mad at each other. We were just basically just too much like a pride and just...
That's what most fights are.
Yeah.
It's just pride.
Yeah.
I don't know the legality of that, though. He consented to be on the song.
At the end of the day, he knew more than I did.
And he just didn't want to risk it.
And
I don't
didn't
know
wanna
music
risk
as well as I know film, but if
Right.
they consent to be in front of a camera, that's them
Nothing
giving
was
consent.
signed. Nothing was signed. Nothing was.
There was no paperwork.
There was no
nothing.
paperwork.
It was just
I
all
felt
verbiage.
like if he was for real and if it was true, I probably wouldn't hold up. So I was just like, fuck it all.
But you also have to think, what were you making? On anything you had put out before that, were you making money?
No.
So you probably weren't going to be making money for that either. So what is he suing?
No,
you?
this
Cease
was
and
a free
desist?
album.
No. This was gonna make money.
It was going to be a sold
This
album.
was gonna be a sold album. And so because it was a sold album, it's like if it was a mixtape where you just drop it and no money.
Because the most you could do is a cease and desist.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was.
But when you're 22, 23,
super young,
early
early 20s.
We have very different mindsets. Mine would have been like, well, I also have a family full of lawyers, so I'd have been like, motherfucker,
but
sue
see,
me.
I don't have
Sue me.
I don't have that luxury, that white privilege. I don't have the white privilege of having a family full of lawyers. Like the only person of government official in my family is a goddamn ex Johnson County sheriff. That's it. Tarrant Johnson County, Tarrant and Johnson. But that's it. That's all I had. And even then, I don't talk to him too much. So I had nothing in my corner. I had to go off what my base knowledge was. And my base knowledge was I don't know if he can or can't. But no, I know fuck Marty.
Yeah.
I would have fought him. I would have been like, motherfucker, like, try to stop me. Try to stop.
Well, you know, in retrospect, I wish I would have kept going, and I wish, and a part of me, even now, wished that he would have done a diss track, because I could have responded to that, and I could have thrown everything I've known against Bino.
And here's the only thing that
he didn't come at me in a diss track.
That's the thing.
He came at me with
that
lawyers.
part. I didn't think. I was like, if that was the case, you could just did another song.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to diss him, it's gonna diss him, but you didn't diss him. You just wanted to take your verse off because other people said it was better or whatever or whatnot. And then, mind you, I didn't even know he came drunk and all that. Like, I just found this out right now. Like, come on, man, gotta be on your game.
He had a fucking 40 in his hand and drinking it all the
But
way.
he doing his thing though. For now,
I have a friend who he's out in LA now, but that's all he does is engineering.
Yeah.
And I mean, he'll send me videos of people just getting high and drinking in the studio, and he's like, I don't know why I'm here. He's like,
and that's another thing that's annoying whenever you're producing, mixing, engineering, or songwriting. Man, bro, do that afterwards, man. Like, you talking to a person who's an after.
He's like, I came up here specifically for this. And you guys you're just bullshitting in the lobby. Like, I could be at home.
Like, case in point, I know this gentleman straight legs. I know, like, the most he'll probably has is like a Dos Equis that he may or may not finish, right?
Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, a shot. Maybe. I'm bring that out over here.
Yeah.
You see how clean I am? Do y'all smell like bud? Do I look like I'm abbreviated? Do I look like I'm super stoned and everything? But I love all that.
Yeah.
But business before pleasure. And that's another thing that's a pet peeve when it comes to making music or being a content creator. And when you have to collaborate with other artists, is that they bring that BS to your recording sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
And god damn it, bro, we done dealt with it. It's a bitch.
We have, man.
Yeah.
So on the closing statements of the interview, because our podcast usually run between 45 to 50 minutes, so we're running on 46 minutes. So on our closing statements, do you have any final questions, John?
Where can people find you? Like, what are you doing now?
Well, what I'm doing now is still production, freelance production, songwriting. Also, I am creating tunes for podcasts. Retro Renegades, shout out to them, much love to them, and just scoring, if you will, like definitely film scoring and just collaborating with any artist who wants to get down and just sharing my talent to the world. And you can find me on all streaming platforms, and you can also find me on Instagram, Vintage DJ, the letters D and J, and Facebook and all that good stuff.
I don't think we said it, but our new outro you did, and then you're working on an intro for us. We never once mentioned that this entire episode.
I was gonna wait till the end.
Okay.
But like, yeah, man, like they wanted to use Third Coast, man. I got called from Jay about it. He was like, man, like my partner heard it. You know, I love Third Coast, and he was like, we want to use it. And I was like, bruh, hell yeah, like that's some sick shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like. Why not? That's another reason why I got into production, man. Because I love John Carpenter. I always loved the Halloween thing.
What?
Yeah,
John Carpenter's my dude.
Like,
he composes all his own shit
that's
too.
What I'm
like,
saying, bro. Like I love like composing and stuff like that. I didn't want to just be a rapper. Like I love rap.
You see how involved he got?
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying, and that's I love. I like everybody's involved in this interview. It ain't just about me, even though like I'm a star here. Everybody got a little shine up in this motherfucking mic.
Yeah, I love Robert Rodriguez he has a show on back when he had his own cable network, El Rey, called I think he still has it, but I don't think it's on actual cable now. I think it's like digital. But he had a show called The Director's Chair. Did you ever watch that?
No, I haven't, bro. I know who Robert Rodriguez is, but I didn't know about this.
Yeah, he has a show called The Director's Chair. It only lasted like 12 episodes. I wish he would do more, but he would sit down with directors and just go over their body of work. And he was the first episode, I believe, was John Carpenter, and he was like, I score my movies because you scored yours. Like, I compose my own shit because you did. He's like, I just inspired everything out of me.
Oh my god, man.
I'm a huge John Carpenter. Yeah, we gotta talk. Okay, finish this episode. The next episode, I have ideas.
Man, that's lovely. Oh, just a few more things. Around 2020, I got the NPC Live. Because eventually I had to sell my equipment, pawn it, and everything, and I was
brutal.
Yeah, it was brutal. And then I ended up getting another drum machine, that Roland MB 8800, but that was the Unchained era.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, doing that. But the NPC Live, man, when I got that in my hand, that's pretty much where I made all the 3 albums, like the deep bass and dope grooves and nothing but vibes, and not 1, not 2, but 3. Like, I just got better. It was like all those other ones were like training wheels.
Yeah.
And then when I got that in my hand, it's like, whoa!
This is what I can do.
Yes, it was next level shit, man.
And if you go back and listen to the first album, and then the second album, and then the new one, you see, and I've listened to all 3, and you really see how much you have progressed as a producer, making beats and stuff like that. And you know, that's why whenever you dropped this new one and I heard it and I was like, Jesus Christ, dog. Like, just, I didn't even, and no offense to the homies or whatever, but I didn't even need those other people. I didn't even need those other tracks. I wanted, here's what I wanted as a fan. I wanted just a full instrumental album of just what you were doing, but now doing it as great as you do it now.
Oh man, like,
that's what I
pretty
wanted.
cool.
Like I didn't even need the rapping tracks. Don't get me wrong. You went off on those rapping tracks. Your features need a little work, but
shout out to my features, Dodgy and Legendary Tay.
Yeah, they need a little work, but I wanted a full. You know, after hearing Third Coast and remind me what the first instrumental was.
The first song.
Yeah.
Show and say. Oh no. This instrumental. Ride the Wave. Ride the Wave.
Like, just if you have time, just go listen to Marty's not 1, not 2, but 3 album and just listen to.
Are there links to these? We can put them in the description.
I'm gonna put them in the description along with once again. If you go, did you watch that last episode? Okay, so on the last episode, I put your cover art there, and so that's what I'm gonna do with your links and everything as well. And so, but yeah, man, really take a chance to go and listen to that because Marti is just talented beyond.
Man, I just try to sit here and show people that if you have a vision or a skill or some talent, man, show the world, man. And who cares how big you get? I mean, of course you have a certain level of where you want to be at, but F that, just do it for the sake of you can create. And all those other shit's gonna fall in line, and people gonna genuinely fuck with you if you really about that. People can tell when you just sitting for the money or not. Me, man, I'm gonna be real. As long as I know I got getting a percentage of my creativity, man, I'm fuck. I know I'm gonna be fired. I know I'm gonna be big. Like the love I get in the underground is good enough. I don't even care for fame. I care about creating, man. Legit. I'm not a Hollywood person, man. I'm the type of person who go to your house and sit here and just chop it up with you. Look at us now.
That sounds good.
Sounds good, man. All right, Marti. I'll make sure to drop your links. Catch us on the next episode.
Man, appreciate y'all having me, man. Real talk, man. Thank y'all for this opportunity, man. Like, I didn't even know y'all were gonna do this until you hit me up and said it, man. And I really, really, truly appreciate it, man. It's like my first podcast.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's the dude I kind of started rapping with, you know what I'm saying? And I helped teach him to rap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then it's like, you know, I got to see him and it's directed and it's very beautiful, man. It's like a whole full circle thing. So yeah, and I got to see you on the screen. Yes, let's not forget this gentleman. You know what I'm saying? This Cali King over here, man. So,
well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
It's a blessing. I really thank y'all, man. And like I said before, you check out Nothing But Vibes, D-Bass and Dope Grooves, and not 1, not 2, but 3. They in Roman numerals. Okay? Roman numerals. DJ Marti with an I. All right?
Give us legends.
It's your boy JB, Overload Productions.